Hey guys, welcome back to Yoga with Leona, your site for everything about yoga and breast cancer recovery. Today's practice is going to be about empowering ourselves. So this practice is going to be a little bit more vigorous than our standard Y for C practices. The majority of the practice will be in a similar type of movements, but we're going to have a little bit more vigorous movements in that we'll do some downward facing dog and a little bit of planks. So this is for when you're feeling really comfortable with the Y for C practices and you're feeling like you want a little bit more today. So you all know cancer can make us feel really powerless. It can feel like all of our vitality has just been zapped away from us. Sort of our ability to control anything in our lives is just pulled away. And sometimes you feel almost like you're sort of sinking in quicksand and it's hard to get your footing. So I think that one of the great things about yoga practice is how much it can empower us to sort of take back that power, that vitality, sort of our ability to feel like we are standing on our own 2 feet. So, there are many things about cancer treatment and follow-up that we can't control, obviously, and it's important to get used to that and to get okay with that. But I think it's also important to recognize what things in our lives do we have control over. So we do have control over our breath. We do have control over the way we move our bodies. And we do have control over the state of our mind. And so I think yoga practice is really powerful in helping us to embrace those things and to really see that we can build strength, that we're resilient, that we can handle whatever comes our way. So let's take our practice today to really tune into that sense of empowerment that you really are so much stronger than you might realize on any given day. So we're going to go ahead and start lying flat on our backs. So let's turn around and lie flat down on our backs. Oh, quick before we get started, as usual, we'll have our props, 2 yoga blocks or a chair at the front of your mat, and a little bit of a folded blanket or towel to pad your knees. All right, so once you've got your stuff ready, let's come on up over and lie down onto our backs. So just find a comfortable position lying on your back, and then let's put one hand on our belly and one hand on our heart. And as you tune into your place of stillness, just notice your breath. Notice your chest and your belly gently rising and falling. Maybe you can even feel your heartbeat. Take a couple of deep breaths in and out. Just feel your power. As you're there, tuning into your place of stillness, tuning into your yoga mat, I'm going to chant one long Om. You can join me or just listen. Inhaling deeply. Exhaling completely. Inhaling for Om. Om. Now, as you continue to lie on your back, make sure your arms are comfortable. So our elbows are resting at the floor, so you're not having to use a lot of effort to hold the hands here. Make sure you're comfortable. For our breathing practice this morning, we're going to just take 2 minutes of equal breathing. So equal duration of a long, slow inhale and equal duration of a long, slow, relaxed exhale. I'm going to practice a mantra as I take my equal breathing, and it goes with our theme today. As I inhale, I'm going to think to myself, I am empowered. And on the exhale, I am resilient. So let's all start together. Inhaling deeply, I am empowered. And exhaling slowly, I am resilient. Keep going at the pace of your own breath. Inhaling for counts of 2, 3, 4, and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. I am empowered. Exhale. I am resilient. So keep going like this. You can use this mantra or you can change to a different one that suits more your needs today. Inhaling deep and slow, matching that with deep, slow, slow. Deep. As you breathe in and out, really tuning into your inner space. So feeling that place inside you where you're peaceful and calm, even in the midst of a storm going on outside. That peaceful place is where our strength comes from. So if through our yoga practice or other practices you can tune into that place, more easily get connected to that place, then when any challenges arrive, you'll easily be able to come back to your breath, back to your inner power. 3 more deep, slow breaths. Last in and exhale. All right, very nice. Let's keep going and start to wake up our body with a little bit of a spine warm-up. So settle your body any way you need to, and then stretch again long. Feet long to the back of your mat, and arms long to the front of your mat. Stretch your body as long as you can. And then keeping your shoulders on the mat and your hips on the mat, you're going to grab hold of your right wrist with your left hand. And you're going to pull those arms up and to the left. So the arms are coming to the upper left corner of your mat, and your feet move over to the lower left corner of your mat. If that feels fine to you, you might cross that right ankle over your left. You're making sort of a banana shape with your body. So we're bending our spine to the left. Feel our right side body opening, maybe under the right shoulder opening. And breathe. Good. Now let's take it the other direction. So switch your hands and take the arms up and right. And the feet go down and right. Maybe you cross that left ankle over. Remember, both shoulders are on the floor. So we're stretching now the left-hand side of our body. Breathing into that stretch as we just wake up our spine and get ready for the rest of the practice. So remembering, stretching just as far as feels comfortable to you, never stretching to pain. All right, good work. Release that, come on back to the center. Let's bend our knees, putting our feet flat on the floor, arms out long to the sides, and we'll take a little twist. So knees fall to the left, gaze turns to the right. If you want to pick your left ankle up and put it on top of your right knee, you could do that. Good, feeling a nice gentle twist through your spine. Here. Nice work. All right, back to the center. Let's take our knees the other direction. So knees go right, gaze goes left. If you want the right ankle over the left knee, you can try that and feel that gentle twist. Relaxing your body into the twist. And breathe. All right, good work. Come on back to the center. Let's hug both of our knees into our chest. Being gentle as we warm up our spine. Maybe you feel a little stiffness in the low back. You could shake your tail or rock side to side. Start to work out any kinks or any place that you feel stuck. So rocking side to side, giving your low back a little massage. Great work. Now let's roll over onto our bellies. So we're going to take a gentle back bend. So first back bend of the day, we'll take Sphinx pose. So our elbows are going to be just under our shoulders, about shoulder width distance apart. Hands stretch forward in front of those elbows. You can have the legs slightly apart or together, whatever feels fine to you. And then you're going to pull those elbows back toward your hips. As you bring the shoulder blades down your back, gently arching your back. So feel the muscles in your back engage as you're arching gently back. So don't crank your head too high, just stretching the head up and forward. So waking up our spine, a little back bend. Take one more breath here. And then release it. Keep your hands flat to your mat. And let's push ourselves up to our knees. If you like to put the blanket under your knees to pad your knees a little bit, go ahead and grab your blanket now. And let's come into child's pose. So I like to take my knees a little bit wide and sink the hips back. The belly rests down in between your hips. You can bring your head to the floor and stretch those arms long in front. Again, shift your hips side to side if that feels good. And then let's take a little more lateral stretch to keep stretching our ribs and shoulders. So take your arms to the upper left corner of your mat and again, rest your head down. Stretching that right side body. Good, and then arms across the top and they go up and right, stretching this time the left side body. All right, very nice. Hands back to center. Now we're going to shift forward and back from child's pose. Shift your body forward and let your hips sink down toward the mat, sort of a high cobra. Arch your back, shoulder blades down and back. And then push your hips up and back, child's pose again. Good, let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, shift forward, let your hips sink down. Arch your back, shoulder blades down and back. Good, push your hips up, child's pose. And one more time like that. Shift it forward. Let your hips sink down. Shoulder blades down. Yeah. Good. So we're waking up that spine nicely. Now we're going to turn on the fire and get a little bit of heat going. So let's take an elbow plank. So you're going to put your elbows on the floor. Hands again shifting forward. And then you're going to tuck your toes underneath and push your lower body up into a plank. If you have to wiggle your toes back to get your butt down out of the air, you can see how I had to do that. My butt was kind of high, so I wiggled my toes backwards until my hips are in line with the rest of my body. Strong plank. So you're pushing your elbows into the floor, pulling your belly up and in, building tons of core strength here, as well as strength for your shoulders. Good. Go ahead and lower that lower body down, coming again to that Sphinx. Shoulder blades down your back. You're going to do 2 more of those elbow planks. So tuck your toes under and lift your belly up and in. So this is so good for building all that core strength. Helps us with balance, helps us with everything you do. Super strong core. Remember to rest if you need to. If you're okay, 1 more breath. Good, and then lower the hips down and rest. Feel your shoulder blades come down. We're gonna do it one more time. Tuck those toes under and push your hips up into a big strong plank. Elbow plank here, so strong. Good. Feel that inner fire turning on. Feel how strong you are inside. There's your power. All right, go ahead and let it go. Release your body down to the floor. And again, push your hips up and rest a moment in child's pose. Oh, yeah. Sink those hips side to side if that feels good to you. All right, good. Now let's make our way up to a stand, however that looks like for you. I'm going to go through downward facing dog. So a quick little downward facing dog here, and then look to the front and walk yourself forward. Remember, as you come up, you want to come up with a flat back. All right, awesome job, guys. Let's remove our blanket and keep going with some sun salutations. So we're going to bring our blocks to the front of our mat the way we usually use them. And remember, if you don't have blocks, you can have the seat of a chair at the front of your mat or maybe a coffee table, just something to reach your hands to. All right, so we bring our toes just behind our blocks. And let's start with a little transition between chair pose and a forward fold. So we're going to keep building heat and strengthening our legs and back. So on an inhale, we're going to sit our hips down, arms come up in front. Here we are in chair pose. So feel your back arching. So you're not sinking way forward. So chest is up, hips are down, weight is in your heels. Good, and then you reach for your blocks and hinge forward with a flat back. Let your body hang down as far as feels comfortable. Maybe you wag your tail a little. Good, now here comes the hard part. Sit your hips down, look forward, and back into the chair. Breathing, feeling the strength in your legs. Good, stand it up and breathe. Nice job, we're going to do it 2 more times. All right, bend your knees, arms come up. That's chair pose. The shoulders are relaxed, so make sure they're not up into your ears. Good. Hinge forward, reach for your blocks and let your body hang down gently. If you need to bend your knees here as you're hanging forward because you've got kind of tight hamstrings, that's no problem. The legs can be straight or bent. Then we're going to sit our hips down, look forward, arms come up again. Back into our chair. Good job, stand it up. Breathe a moment. All right, one more time. Sit it down, hips into the chair, arms up in front. Feel your back muscles holding you up there. So strong. Good, and then hinge forward, hands to your blocks. Lean down as far as feels okay. Wag your tail. Breathe. Good, then sit your hips down. Look forward, arms come up. Nice job. Stop and breathe a moment. All right, yeah, if you need to shake it out, feel those legs awake and ready to rock and roll. All right, let's keep going. This time stepping back to the seesaw, one of our sun salutations. So again, toes just behind your blocks or your chair. Inhale the arms up. Exhale as you sit down with a flat back, reach for your blocks. Step the left foot behind and stretch and straighten that front leg. Good, then bend the front knee, look forward, step forward, and inhale, come up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Other side, inhale up. Exhale, sit it down. Right foot steps behind, and we stretch and straighten that front leg. Good, bend the front knee, look forward, step forward, and come up. Exhale, hands to your heart. One more on each side. Inhale up. Exhale, sit it down. Left foot steps back and we stretch. Lean down a little further if it feels okay. Good, bend the front knee, look step forward and come up. Exhale, hands to our heart. Inhale, stretch it up. Exhale, sit it down. Right foot back and stretch. Good. Feel those legs opening up. And then bend the front knee, look forward. Step forward and come up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Right, awesome job, guys. We're going to keep moving forward, this time adding one of our slightly more vigorous sun salutations instead of these Y for C style ones. So if you're using yoga blocks and you want to use them under your hands to step back, you can put them down on their flat level like this. If you don't have blocks or you don't want to use them, you can just put your hands flat on the floor. So no problem. All right. So we're going to take a few rounds of sun salutation A. Let's see how we do. So inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Remember, bend your knees if you need to, folding all the way forward. And then we inhale, head up slightly. And then we step our way back to downward facing dog. So hips sink up and back, and you stretch through your low back and shoulders. And then we inhale forward for a big, strong plank. You can either stay here or swing forward, upward facing dog. Let your shoulders pull back as your hips sink down. And then pull your belly up and in, back to downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. So feel your arms getting stronger each time we practice downward facing dog. All of that power coming back to you. And then look to the front, bend your knees, and then step forward, lengthen your spine, fold all the way down again, and then inhale, come up with a flat back. Exhale, hands to your heart. 2 more like that. Inhale, stretch it up. Exhale, forward fold. Remember, bend your knees if you need to. Fold all the way down. Inhale, head up slightly. Exhale, step it back to downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, forward for a big, strong plank. Pull your belly up and in. Push into the floor. Sink forward for upward facing dog if you like. And then pull your belly up and back, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Feel your arms so strong. And then look forward, bend your knees, and step to the front. Lengthen your spine, fold forward, and inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. 1 more time, you guys got this. Inhale up, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, head up slightly. Exhale, step it back, downward facing dog, hips up and back. Inhale, forward to a plank. Swing through if you like. Pull your belly up and in, downward facing dog, 3 breaths. Good. Look to the front. Bend your knees and step forward. Lengthen your spine. Forward fold. Into inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Right, awesome job. Stop there and breathe a moment and just feel your energy. So all of these sun salutations meant to build heat in our bodies, get us a little more flexible and get us ready for the rest of the practice. So you should feel some energy zipping around your body. All right. If you're using blocks, go ahead and set them back onto their tall setting. We'll use them like that for our sequences. All right. Stand tall. Feel your shoulders roll gently back and down. Spine nice and tall. All right. Let's get started. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, sit your hips down. Step the left foot behind. We're coming to warrior one. So the back heel is down, back toes out at about 20 degrees. Inhale your arms up to the sky. Front knee is bent, knee just above the ankle. So we're relaxing our shoulders, but legs are strong and arms are strong, reaching toward the sky. Breathing calmly. Remember, that's our main tool. Keep ourselves calm in the midst of all this effort. All right, arms into a cactus. Let's take 5 big deep breaths. Inhale, open your chest. Exhale, arms together in front. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. 3 more. Pull your belly back with the exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Good. Now let's twist our body to the right, bringing your arms into a T. So feel your right belly contracting to pull you around there. Feel the legs still so strong. That front quad might be talking to you. That's okay. Just breathe. Now, exalted warrior. Back arm goes down the back leg. Front arm to the sky. We stretch up and maybe gently back. So feel your heart stretching up to the sky as you gaze up past that top hand. Breathing calmly, so strong. Good. Release those hands. Come back to the front. Straighten that front leg. We're going to reach our arms up and stretch forward. Flat back as we come all the way down. Slowly back to your blocks. You might have to resettle the feet. We're coming to pyramid pose here. So both legs are straight if that's feasible to you. Spine is straight. If it feels okay to your hamstrings, you can let your body drape down, but you don't want to curl the spine off. So you want flat back and just lowering down as far as feels okay. If you don't need the blocks, you can put your hands on the floor. Breathing calmly, stretching through that front leg hamstring. All right, good work. Hands back to your blocks. Bend the front knee, look forward. We're going to step into that front foot, lifting the back leg parallel to the floor for warrior 3. You can keep your hands at the blocks or try bringing them up to your heart if that feels all right. Wherever you are, strong standing up, strong glutes, strong spine. 1 more breath. And then bring the feet to meet. Sit your hips down and inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. One deep breath here. Try the other side. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, sit your hips down, reach for your blocks. Right foot steps behind. We're coming to warrior 1. So again, back toes out at just 20 degrees or so. Back leg straight, front knee bent, shoulders relaxed, but arms reach to the sky. Imagine lightning bolts coming out of your hands while you're breathing calmly in this position. Cactus arms. 5 deep breaths. Inhale, open your chest. Exhale, close. That's 2. Inhale. 3. Inhale. 4. Inhale. 5. And then twist your body to the left. Arms coming into a T. Feel that left belly contract as it pulls you around. Remember, always come back to your breath. If it's getting away from you, you might need to rest or back off on the pose a little bit. That's okay. All right, exalted warrior. Back arm down the back, front arm to the sky. Stretch up heart to the sky, maybe a gentle back bend of your upper back. Breathe calm. Release the hands, straighten that front leg. Stretch the arms up and reach forward as you come down slowly with your strong flat back. Reaching for your blocks. Resettle your feet and coming to pyramid. So both legs are straight again if that's possible for you. Lengthening our spine, keeping our spine nice and flat, and then lowering down as far as you can while keeping the back flat. So again, don't curl too much. Long spine and if your hands can come to the floor, that's fine. Feel that front hamstring getting more flexible each time you practice. Look forward, hands back to your blocks. Bend with the front knee. Step into that front foot. Warrior three. Back leg comes up, if possible, parallel to the floor. You can keep your hands at your blocks or to your heart. Feel how strong. Good. Bring the feet to meet. Sit your hips down. And inhale, come all the way up. Exhale your hands to your heart. Stop and breathe. Tuning in again. Remember, yoga is a work in, not a work out. Right? So it's helping us tune into that inner space. All right, you ready for the second sequence? All right, let's get started. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, sit your hips down. This time we step back for a high lunge. So that left foot steps behind. The heel is high if that works for you. If it doesn't work, feel free to go ahead and put it down. Inhale your arms up to the sky. Again, front knee bent, knee just above the ankle. Back leg is trying to be straight if it can. So push that back knee up and back to straighten the leg. Arms are up, breathing calm. All right, let's keep getting stronger. Hands to the top of your head and 5 dips. However big or small you want them to be. They could be tiny, like this, or you could dip all the way down, almost touching your knee to the floor. 5 of them. That's 3, 4, and 5. All right, now bring your hands to your heart. We're going to tilt our upper body forward. Step into the front foot and stand up into a tree. So bringing that left foot to your calf or your ankle, opening that left knee out to the side, stretching nice and tall, balanced. Good. Now release the foot. Stretch it back again, coming to our high lunge again. Arms up. Again, push that back leg towards straight. Feel the front thigh so strong. Feel your breath nice and calm. All right, now go ahead and put that back heel on the floor. Stretch those arms up. And again, reach forward for your blocks. Coming again to that pyramid. So squaring your hips to the floor, straighten the front leg as much as you can. And again, fold down over that front leg. Maybe bringing your head all the way down to meet that front shin. I like to inhale, lengthen my spine, and exhale, fold down a little. All right, now lift your head up halfway. We're going to step into the front foot, but this time, instead of warrior 3, we're coming to half moon pose. So I'm going to pick up my right block and move it slightly forward and out from where it was. As I step into the front foot, back leg comes parallel to the floor, but this time we open our hips out to the side. So that foot, instead of pointing toward the floor, is pointing now to the side of the room. Hand can be at your heart, or if you want to try to test your balance, you can bring it all the way up to the sky. Feel the strength in your standing leg. You're balancing between your hand at the block and your standing foot strong in the floor. One more breath. Good. Re-square your hips. Put your blocks back in place. Sit your hips down and inhale. Come on. Exhale, hands to your heart. Good. Shake those hips a little. All right, last sequence here, guys. Inhale, stretch it up. Exhale, sit your hips down. This time, right foot steps behind. High lunge. So remember, if it's feasible for you, heel is up, toes tucked under, arms come up. And again, we push that back leg as straight as we can and breathe. The hands to the top of your head, 5 dips. Remember, however big or small you want them to be. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bring your hands to your heart. Tilt your upper body forward and step up into a tree. Bringing that right foot to your calf or your ankle. Spine stretches tall to the sky. Even after the effort of those high lunge dips, find your palm still point here. Release the foot and step it back into a high lunge. Inhaling your arms up. This time, stretch tall, reach forward, and grab for those blocks. Go ahead and put that back heel down, coming back to a pyramid. Again, lengthen your spine and fold forward. You try the trick with the breath again. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold forward. See if you find a little more flexibility with each exhale. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, folding. All right, nice work. Look to the front. This time, grab your left block, scooch it up and out slightly. And then you're going to step into the front foot, hips open to the right. Right foot pointing to the side of the room, hand either to your heart or all the way to the sky. Breathing calmly, strong standing leg. Feel the balance between your hand and the block and your standing foot. And you're so solid with that wide base of support. Work square the hips, bring your hands back to the blocks. Feet come to meet. Sit it down and inhale. Come on. Exhale, hands to your heart. Press those thumbs into the front of your chest and feel your heart beating as your breath calms right back down. All right, guys, awesome job. We are going to take a little balancing pose here. So we're going to take just one set on each side, transitioning from a tree into warrior 3. So this time we won't be using the blocks. We'll see how we can do it on our own. So we're going to start by shifting weight into your left foot, opening your right thigh out to the side and coming to the tree of your choice. So the foot can be at the calf, at the floor with the toe still in the floor. If you want to bring it all the way up to your inner thigh, that's fine too. Feel your tree wherever you like it. Hands are at our heart. We're stretching nice and tall, so we're not dumping into that left hip. Feel tall, one line from your foot to the top of your head. Maybe even notice pulling up of your pelvic floor. That'll help with your balance. Now we're going to release that right foot and stretch it behind us. It might just come down here and hover above the floor. Feel your spine strong. But if it's fine, you can tilt all the way forward, warrior three, parallel to the floor with your whole body, like a long straight line. Good breathing there, balancing. And then these feet come to me, and inhale your arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to your heart. Awesome job. All right, just one more time. Let's do the other side. So step into your right foot. Open that left knee out to the side. Remember, take the tree of your choice. Feel your spine stretch tall. You're stretching up and out of your hips. Finding your still point. Here, balanced. Engage that whole standing leg so strong. When you're ready, release the back foot. Stretch it long behind. Remember, you can stay right here. Strong spine. Or if you want to tilt further down, you can tilt all the way until your body is parallel to you. Breathing calmly. Warrior three. Very nice job. Bring your feet to meet. Inhale your arms up to the sky. And exhale, hands to your heart. All right, guys, nice job. Let's make our way onto the floor. So we're going to go ahead and come to a seat. So do that however feels good to you. You can move your blocks out of the way just for the moment. And as you land on the floor, just come into a comfortable seat. Feel your spine stretch tall. And feel your body relax a little bit. Yeah, those are some pretty vigorous standing poses that we did in addition to our sun salutation A. So feel your body strong, working hard today. Take a couple of breaths and throw your body a little love. I like to throw my body a little gratitude each time I practice. Like, wow, thank you so much for getting me here. Thank you for bringing me through this practice. It's so amazing that we're able to be here and do these movements. All right, let's stretch our legs with a little wide-legged forward. So take your legs just as wide as feels comfortable to you. Could be super wide, maybe not so much. If you've got pretty tight hips or really tight hamstrings, you can bring a block under your knees and prop them like that. That's no problem. But wherever you are, feel your spine stretch tall. So we don't want to be rolling way back on our tail. So rolling, almost even rolling your hips forward slightly, spine tall. And then you're going to just gently walk yourself forward as far as feels okay. So you might feel a stretch through your inner thighs and your hamstrings. Maybe you feel it in your low back a little bit too. Just come to where you feel a nice stretch and then stop and breathe. Stay here for 5 more breaths. If you can come all the way down, that's fine too. Just going as far as feels good to you. Notice if you're contracting anything. So I tend to do that when I get into a deep stretch. If you can, relax it. Just release all of the muscular effort and let your body melt into the floor. Slowly walk back to the top and bring those legs in. Let's take a little bit of windshield wiper. So I like to put my hands on the floor behind and just windshield wipe those knees side to side. That's shaking all of that out, stretching your low back a little bit. All right, let's keep working on our core strength with a little Navasana or boat pose. So you guys have probably done this in some of our other practices. Remember, there are several options. Number 1, you can keep your feet on the floor. Arms come up and you just lean gently back. Number 2, arms on the floor, legs lifted. Or number 3, if you've got the strength, lean back, arms forward, lift up those feet, stretching your chest nice and tall. So again, not dumping down into your low back, stretching your spine tall, back is straight. Lifting those legs as far as feels okay to you. Maybe they go all the way straight, maybe they're just bent a little bit, but you're breathing calmly, core getting so strong. If you start to shake, that's okay. You can rest if you need to, but that's your muscles, just showing you that you're working hard. All right, go ahead and release. Yeah, baby, those are hard. So I like to kind of stretch my back in between the 2 sets. Shift side to side. Feel whatever feels good as you release that. All right, so the second set, you're going to take it either just like we did, or if you want to add a little more difficulty and your back is okay, you can lower your body almost to the floor and then come back. I'll show it to you. We'll do it 3 times. If you want to just stay in your version of Navasana, feel free to stay there. All right, so wherever you are, coming into Navasana, your version of Navasana, strong core, flat back. If you want to lower down, you lower slowly down, almost touching the floor, and then come back up. So do that 2 more times. Lower almost all the way down, and then come back up. Keep holding on just 1 more time, lowering down, and then coming up. 1 more breath. All right, nice job. Let it go. Very nice job, guys. Yeah, those are so hard, but that core strength will do so much for your yoga practice. Getting that strength around the midsection helps with balance, helps with all of our postures. So good for us. All right. So again, let's windshield wipe our knees side to side, kind of let that go. And then it's time for back bends. So today we're going to take camel pose for our back bend. We're going to put our blanket at the front of our mat, if you like to use that to pad your knees. And you're going to roll over onto your knees. So knees are in the floor, feet are pointing straight back behind those knees, and we stand up onto our knees. You're going to bring your hands to your hips. They can either be like in your jeans pockets, or sometimes I like to put my fists right at the back of my sacrum. So see whatever feels better to you. You're trying to roll those elbows back toward one another. Now, you're going to stretch your chest tall to the sky, push the hips gently forward, and inhale. Stretch your spine nice and long. So we want to feel extending our spine, not dumping into the low back. If it's okay, your head can lean back, but make sure you're able to breathe. So continue to breathe as you push your hips forward, heart to the sky, bending gently back. Good. Breathing. Try to release your glutes. If you're clenching your glutes, try to let that go and relax into the back. Good. Inhale, slowly coming up, and have a seat to rest. Good. If it feels good to you, you can kind of release your hips by sinking your hips side to side. We'll do that 1 more time. And in the second set, I'm going to show you the option to reach back toward your heels. So if you feel really comfortable in this back bend and you want to try reaching for your heels, I'll show you how to do it. If you're still working on it, it feels pretty uncomfortable to you, just stick with your hands at your hips. All right? So come on back to your knees. Again, feet stretching straight back behind. If you want to reach for your hips, there's 2 ways to do it. One is to tuck your toes under. The heels will be a little higher in that position. I actually feel like it's more comfortable to do it this way. I think just because that's how I learned, but you can try either one. So same thing, hands at your hips, push your hips forward, chest to the sky. Imagine you're stretching up and over a limbo bar. Breathing. If you're feeling good and you want to reach for your heels, take 1 hand at a time and reach for the heel. If you've got it, take the other and then push your hips forward again. So it's very common to have to lean back a little bit to get the heels, but then you want to engage and push those hips forward again. Bending your spine all the way back. so good for us. Opening the front side of our body. So this may feel pretty tight to you if you've had breast surgery, as most of us have, but eventually things will stretch and it will feel more comfortable. Good. If you've got your hands at your heels, bring one to your hip and then the other and come up slowly, gently lowering down. Nice job, guys. So if you feel a little dizzy sometimes in camel, that's super common. Just make sure you're breathing. It's hard for your body to get used to it. So your body almost goes into this sort of fight or flight thing because it's like, wow, this is uncomfortable. But you'll eventually get used to it and it will come to feel really good eventually. All right. So after our back bend, we're going to take a little inversion. So option number one, if you're feeling a little spent and you want to take a restful inversion, you're going to come to lie on your back, stick the block or a folded up blanket underneath your sacrum and just roll your legs up into the sky. Chill here in a supported shoulder stand. All right, so that's option number one if you want sort of a restful inversion. If you've still got some gas left in the tank, I'm going to show you dolphin pose and we'll practice lifting one leg off the floor in dolphin pose. All right, so let's give that a try. So if you want to keep building strength in your shoulders and you've got gas in the tank, put those elbows on the floor, hands pointing forward in front of the elbows. Make sure those elbows stay nice and strong. So you don't want them to splay out to the side. So stay right under your shoulders. And then you're going to tuck the toes under and push your hips up, kind of like downward facing dog hips and legs. And then you sink into your arms. Imagine your armpits stretching toward the floor. So this is a great stretch of our shoulders, also so strengthening to the shoulders. This is dolphin pose. Now, if you're fine here, you can try stretching one leg to the sky. And breathe. And then switch the legs. Take the other one to the sky. Whenever you need to, put your knees down and rest. Child's pose. Maybe your shoulders want to reach around behind you and rest in that position. And then again, if you've got gas in the tank, let's try it one more time. Dolphin pose, elbows in the floor, hands reach forward. Tuck your toes, push the hips up and back. Sink into your shoulders. Really feel those shoulders opening. And if it feels good, take one leg to the sky. Breathe and feel your strength. And try the other leg. Awesome job, guys. Both feet flat, knees down. Rest a moment in child's pose. All right, very good. If you've got your hips on a block, go ahead and bring the feet back to the floor. Lift your hips up and remove that block. We're going to come onto our backs for a couple of finishing stretches before Savasana. So go ahead and make your way to your back, lying flat on the floor, and just take a couple of deep breaths. Notice how your body feels after all those vigorous poses we've done. Maybe you want to windshield wipe your knees side to side and release that one back. Just feel how strong you are. All right, let's do a little more stretching before Savasana. So let's take our right ankle over our left knee. And you can stay right here and just push that right knee away. Or if it feels okay, you reach underneath the left thigh and pull that thigh toward you. So you should feel a big stretch in your right hip. So the muscles underneath your right glutes, stretching open here. Feel those muscles. Feel how strong your right hip is. Stretching it here to keep it healthy. This may be a big stretch for you if you like to run or walk a lot. All right, go ahead and release it, and let's take the other side.
So left ankle over your right. And again, you can stay right here and just push that knee away. Or reach underneath your right thigh and pull that leg toward you. This time a deep stretch through the left hip. Muscles deep in your left rear end, stretching nice and open. Nice job. Release that side. Let's take a final twist and then Savasana. So arms out to the sides in a T. Let's lift our knees up to where our feet are a 90-degree angle to our knees. And then you're going to very gently let your knees fall all the way over to the left. And then turn your gaze to the right. You might need to lift up your upper back to settle into the floor. But feel a big twist through your spine. And then relax into the floor and let that spine twist. Breathe calmly, releasing control of the muscles, letting gravity stretch your back. Nice job. Let's take the other side. So knees come back across the top. And we'll go the other way. So knees go all the way right. Be gentle as you come down and then settle your back as flat into the floor as you can and turn your gaze to the left, opposite of your knees. And then relax into the twist. Feel your spine just ringing everything. Nice job. Knees back to the top. Release those legs and take any final movements that you would like before Savasana. So maybe you pull your knees in and rock side to side. Maybe you want a little happy baby or something. Anything that feels good to you. Take that now and then make your way into Savasana. So your most comfortable position for resting on your back. Remember, if you need to prop your knees or prop your head, if you like to keep the knees bent and knocked in, that's also fine. But finding your most comfortable position on your back for several minutes of Savasana. I'm going to come up to a seat so I can lead you through. So as you make your way into Savasana, into your most comfortable position, take a little notice of how your body feels. Notice if anything is a little sore, a little tight. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, try to relax any tight areas, giving yourself complete relaxation of your body in this few minutes of Savasana. And then come back to your breath, just as we did at the beginning. On an inhale, I am empowered. Exhale, I am resilient. Keep breathing in and out. Tuning in to your inner power. Let the mantra go. Complete relaxation of body and
is always better for Savasana. So if you've got extra time, stay here for several more minutes. Feel free to pause the video, stay as long as you want. If you're ready to start waking up your body, you can start with some small movements of your fingers and toes. Slightly bigger movements, maybe some circles of your wrists and ankles. Maybe turning your head side to side. Just noticing how your body feels. And then roll onto the side of your choice and stay there for a couple of breaths. Again, letting your yoga practice empower you. So notice the strength that you've built just in the short time that you've been practicing. Notice all of the progress and the healing that's going on. Instead of letting yourself get caught up in things that you can't do, tune into the things that you can do and build from there. Listening to your body, knowing that you're strong and resilient, that you're going to be patient with yourself and heal and recover just at your own pace. When you're ready, coming up to a comfortable seat, we'll close the practice with Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, peace, peace, peace. Peace for ourselves, peace for those around us, and peace for the universe. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Inhale for Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Beautiful practices, guys. Thank you for being here with me. Have a wonderful